Just wanted to do a real quick update pre-video on this one. It looks like YouTube does not like the way I usually do videos. So the way I usually do videos is I will take a clip of the trailer for you guys to watch in the background while I give my review of a movie. A lot of times I will obviously reference that clip. Apparently that's copyrighted material in this regard, and the 28 days or 28 years later, people don't want that shared, which seems a little bit ridiculous to me, since it would seem to me they want all of their trailers shared so people can go see their movie. Now, you're going to hear as I give my review that I actually liked this movie. I thought it was really good. It was kind of visually interesting to watch, with the exception of one aspect, which I'll get into during my review. And it would be very small of me, a very small person, to sit here and say, don't watch it because I'm mad at them and their stupid copyright stuff. So I'm not saying that. However, I might kind of want to say that. I'm not. Go watch the movie, still watch the movie, jump into the end, watch the movie. It's a good movie. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is on this one, I'm going to have to block out, I'll put something, I don't know what, maybe, I don't know what, I'll put something where that video usually is, so that the censors don't have a fit about it, and we will go from there. Maybe I'll just use this logo, who knows. So, alright guys, we'll see you in the review. Thanks, bye. Welcome back to Film Cricket Reviews, everybody. Yeah, so we are still catching up on our summer, I guess, catch-up playlist, if you will. And today what I want to talk about is 28 years later. Was it good? Let's start there. Yes, I think it actually was really good. I think that by way of the 28 years later movies, this one ranks pretty high. So if you're familiar with the 28 days, 28 weeks, 28 years later movies, when they started out, it was the 28 days one, right? And it took kind of a different bent than a lot of the traditional zombie movies, right? So around the house, we talk about it as a rage virus. Not really a zombie. Mostly people are sick. They get this virus and it turns them into something like a zombie. They can run fast though. They are much more aggressive. There they are up on the hill. And they come after you a lot harder than your normal kind of like shambling zombies that you know, do their thing. Do you need to see the original one or the second one to get to this? No, not really. They're pretty good at setting up what's going on. I'd say watch the first one for sure if you skip the second one. The second one's good that it has a lot of big names in it that you wouldn't expect are in it. It has Hawkeye from Marvel, right? Jeremy Renner's in it. But do they need to be watched to see this one? No. It's interesting though. The first one's much more of a horror movie motif, right? So kind of more scary, more gritty. A lone man wakes up on like a table and the world's gone to whatever, and he needs to survive. So he goes off and you see his struggle, his journey. He runs into bad guys, as often the case. Runs into good guys that help him out, is the case. By the second movie, they've pretty well quarantined England. That's where all this takes place. And the American forces are there, but of course the virus, the rage virus that you figure has stopped, renews itself, and then you get going again. And then the third one kind of takes place starting there, right? Like it starts with almost a flashback of this kid in his life, right? Like as this zombie virus, this rage virus is kicking off. And you see him hiding away in a church. You see him like escaping the what we'll just call zombies from here on out. The zombies and what they're doing. And then all of a sudden it time jumps to like this 28 years later, huh? And you see this survivor camp. They're on an island. How do you get to them? What do they do on these raids? And that's really the point of this movie. You're kind of wondering, or left wondering, what happened to this kid that you saw at the beginning of the movie that survived? Was he just something to introduce the zombies? Are we going to see him again? Is he one of these characters? You don't really know, and we'll come back to it. By the way, as always, everybody, spoiler alert for most of my videos. It's very rare that I'll give one that I don't get into spoilers. So again, you've been warned. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Also, before I get going too much further, this is rated R. And I bring that up for the kids that might be watching this. You're probably not going to be able to see this movie without your parents' consent. If you are, cool, you've got this thing going with your parents where they just blanket allow you, that's fine, but it is rated R. Parents, if you're watching this, rated R, I don't know, it's gory, sort of, kind of, at points. I honestly think this, I don't know that I'd even rate this R, knowing that PG-13's out there. But have that discretion as you watch it. An hour 55 minutes isn't overly long. 88 on the tomato meter, 63 on the popcorn meter. I think popcorn could have been a little higher. But anyway, so we've got this island thing going, and you're seeing how they're living. Now that in and of itself is an interesting premise. How do you survive in a quarantine zone? Because that's what they're in now. I mean, all the other countries have quarantined England off. You can't get to it. And what is your life like? Now, they go a little bit heavy into it. I don't think they should, in that there are certain things that they say people don't know. Like, eventually some soldiers from, I thought they were from France, but I think they're like from Brussels or something. They show up, and the one guy's got like a cell phone, and he's telling this little boy here, he says, look, you don't know about this, and you don't know about how, you know, the real world is, and delivery drivers. And I'm going, just because they're quarantined doesn't mean they couldn't get airdrops of iPhones and other technology. They didn't have to be like set off there to use bows and arrows and just deal with it, right? But anywho, they're quarantined on this island. That's an interesting movie in and of itself. It doesn't really follow that. What it really follows, though, is this young boy and his dad. They go off the island for this kid's first excursion. And things go okay. Then they kind of, lives often do, turn to pot a little bit. But they get back to the island. The kids celebrate it as having done this first cool excursion. And then it goes back to what is island life with. Well, what you don't know is dad and mom for this little boy must not be doing well, because dad is, or maybe dad's just a creep because he's now hitting on some other woman in the island town who's hitting on him. The kid sees this. He decides he's going to take his mom off island to go find what they believe is a doctor living off in the wild somewhere. In fact, that's where these totems and stuff come into play. The doctor's been setting them up. Of course, they have to get there. Mom has this, well, it turns out she has like brain cancer or something, so she's not doing too well. She blacks out. She comes back in. At one point, you find out, you know, she's doing things maybe a little bit to help them while she's blacked out. They go find the doctor, and that's really, you know, kind of the story. It's more of a story of a journey. The zombies are in this. They're a little smarter. They have now alphas that are leading the pack. In fact, when it loops back to them all standing on the hill, you'll see the one kind of standing there tall. He's the alpha. He's the leader. There he is right there in the right-hand side. Way more nudity in this one. If anything's going to make this rated R, that's it. These zombies are all naked, right? They ain't got no clothes on. And it's annoying. I mean, like it's annoying. I get it. Like, they're not out there going to the store and buying zombie clothes, but I don't need to see that much nakedness in my movie. I mean, call me a prude if you want. I don't care. Throw in the comments, Billy's a prude. I don't care. Too much wang, okay? And even the female zombies, they don't need to be naked either. There is a pregnant zombie that comes up, and if this rage virus, like, so in the first movie, there's a drop of blood that this crow is eating like a person, and a drop of blood hits some guy in the eye and he gets infected from it. In this one, like, the baby's straight up born, blood everywhere, and nobody gets infected by the zombie mom blood stuff. and I don't think the baby's infected. Anyway, I will say this. The first movie, very dark. The second movie is done in a city, and it's much more action oriented. This movie, it's actually almost pretty, right? Like, excuse me for saying that, because obviously it's zombies and people are dying, but the cinematic shots of the forest that they're in at points, of this island right there, that's kind of pretty. Look at that. It's a pretty movie. Like I enjoy, and it's the juxtaposition, if I'm saying that right, between like the mayhem of these zombies and this island of green that's maybe kind of being recaptured by Mother Nature, whatever you want to say. And I think that's a really pretty way of doing it, and I enjoyed that aspect of it. If nothing else, the filming of it is pretty darn good. The acting in it's pretty darn good. It's just a little different than you might have expected going in with the previews. For example, much more Wang. I'm just saying, it's not needed. Anyway, so I would recommend seeing it. Big spoiler here for those of you who don't want to hear it. Plug your ears for about 30 seconds. The little boy from the beginning does show back up at the end, and it's wild, man. It breaks from everything else in this movie for about, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes tops. The last 5 minutes of the movie. The boy has like this little gang that he's running around with. Spike, the kid, he runs into him. He's out on his own now, and he runs into him, and they're like, "Hey, we kill zombies for a living now." And it's like a Clockwork Orange meets Zombie Town. I mean, it's crazy. It takes you way out of the movie from everything else you've watched. But my understanding is they may be using that to set up a sequel, and if they are, then maybe that's the tone of the next movie. So, anyway. 28 years later, I will highly recommend this one, especially if you're a fan of the 28 days, months, years storyline and movies. Maybe don't watch it with your kids, or preview it first. I took my 16-year-old, but we watch movies. That's what we do, so that she was okay with it. Otherwise, like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, all those things you do. I was looking at what I have coming up next for the reviews to get caught up on. After this, we've got Karate Kid Legends coming up, the live action How to Train Your Dragon, Jurassic World Rebirth, Superman, Fantastic Four. I even just went and saw the new Naked Gun, so we got to get that one in there too. They're coming, I promise. Till then, see this, get caught up, and we will see you at the movies. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
This is 24-hour Gribble Talk, serving the entire Tri-House area.
Dale is a terrible radio personality.
All
Hey, we're
right.
listening to him. He must be doing something right.